So I've already dropped an unboxing video on this device right here, the soon to be released TCL 10 Pro. I've been using it for almost a week now, and I figure I'll go ahead and share my initial review of this device, which has been causing somewhat of a buzz in the tech news recently. So let's go ahead and jump into it. First, I want to send a major salute to TCL for looking out for small-time YouTubers like myself. They were kind enough to send me this review unit so that I can share my own thoughts on this device with you guys. And of course, this is not a sponsored video. As my initial review, I wanted to go ahead and hit on some key points that we already know from the unboxing video, and I wanted to start off with the design here. So it is exactly what you see there. It looks and feels premium, and this color here is what TCL has tagged as amber gray, which is kind of a frosted carbon back with a metallized look that changes into different shades of carbon silver depending on how you hold it to the light. My favorite physical feature of this phone is actually this pretty cool camera module setup. It's housing 4 different cameras on it with a dual flash setup sitting on each end right here. Overall, it's a pretty sleek design in an aluminum frame with glass on both the front and the back also, and it's pretty light and portable. On the front here, it's a curved display with 89.5% screen to body ratio. So if you've used like a recent Galaxy S Plus or even a Note 8 or like a Note 9 or something, this will look and feel familiar. It's not the same thing, but it would look and feel pretty familiar to those. Oh, by the way, if you haven't done so already, please do me a huge favor and hit both the like and the subscribe button there. I truly appreciate your support to the channel here. So let's jump into some performance specs here. So you're looking at a phone that's 4G capable, it's unlocked, and it's currently running Snapdragon 675. Which is pretty decent and kind of expected, especially in this particular price range. Now I'm just curious to see how it handles itself against some higher rated chipset phones in this segment, like the Xiaomi Note 9S that I'm thinking about getting, or maybe a mid-range Samsung that I'm trying to put my hands on, but that's going to be for future videos. But anyways, keep in mind that this Snapdragon 675 combined with 6 gigs of RAM is still pretty solid specs. Granted, it's not your 7 or 800 plus Snapdragon, but it's still a pretty fast device. There is a 128 gigabytes of base storage, with obviously the ability to expand that via micro SD card. Quickly going back to the display here, you are looking at a resolution of 1080 by 2340, and this is of course an AMOLED display, and this thing also supports HDR10. So video streaming is actually pretty awesome on here. TCL UI is sitting on Android 10 here, and also you don't have a ton of bloatware, which is always a good thing. Plus here you have, because you have minimal add-ons, it fairly is stock. Everything I just went over are the main things you would need to know about this phone. Now, besides that, there are a lot of pretty cool features on here. So like an in-display fingerprint sensor. It's not your Touch ID or anything like that, but it works. I do have to say though, there is a fraction of a second lag when you press, but it's really no biggie because I'm thinking TCL will fix that. At least I'm hoping so. You also have Face Unlock. Again, it's not Apple Face ID or anything, but this thing is actually surprisingly fast. Believe it or not, I find myself using that more than the fingerprint sensor. There's also this button that TCL calls the Smart Key, which is a button that can be customized and assigned different actions, right? Based off the type of presses that you push to the button. So it would be like a slow press or a quick press or a double press, triple press, and so forth. Depending on what you want the action to be, you can customize that to that Smart Key button. You do have multi-Bluetooth connection capability, and this phone has a mono speaker located at the bottom here. Now, which, I mean, that in my opinion should have been a stereo speaker, not a mono. Now, jumping up here is one thing we haven't seen in a while, and that's the IR blaster. And to top it off, it actually has a headphone jack. Now, battery. So we're looking at 4,500 milliamp hour battery, and this phone is fast charge capable, meaning you could go from 0 to 50% of the battery life in about just 30 minutes. During my usage of the phone, I can tell you that battery has been pretty good. It actually has been very good. I've been seeing full days with a full charge and with a good 20% left at the end of the day. My screen on time always hovered around 8 hours consistently. Now camera. Let's talk about rear camera first. So you have a 64 megapixel ultra high res camera, 2 megapixel low light lens, 5 megapixel macro lens, and a 16 megapixel super wide angle camera. That 64 megapixel camera certainly delivers some pretty sharp images, although even the regular auto capture mode still comes out pretty neat. There's somewhat a pretty high level of saturation, so colors on the subjects are generally very pronounced. Now, front-facing camera, my experience with it just wasn't that great, right? Shots were lacking, lots of details. I'm not sure if it was either over or under processing by the software, not sure what it was, but I'm really hoping that TCL can push out an update that can help fix these issues. Night shots, night mode, I struggled with it a little bit, but I'm certainly hoping that the update, I'm pretty sure TCL is going to push out an update to fix these issues. I'm certainly hoping that the update will help fix these issues as it comes up. Now, here's my take. Can you find another phone with as much, if not better value? Of course you can. There's a ton of phones out there with, a ton of good budget phones out there. That being said, this is still a really good phone. It's still a very good phone priced where it's at. Despite some of the hiccups that I've encountered with this phone, again, like I said, the front-facing camera, also the fact that the speaker is mono, and maybe also the fact that I would have loved a higher rated chipset. But despite all of that, this is a good mid-range phone. Again, this is with the assumption that they fix all of the current issues. And of course, that's just my take as far as this initial review goes. But anyways, I hope you find this video informative. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, of course. I'm going to catch you in the comment section, and I'm also going to catch you in the next video. Peace.